Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well today and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So right now we're talking about the massive labor shortage that we are seeing across America. This is a huge labor exodus. 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September, according to the latest report that was just released last week. And this is huge. So in this video, we're going to unpack and break down the actual industries where people are quitting their jobs the most, and also the geographic location that we are seeing people quit at a massive rate. And we're going to talk about some of the implications and some of the underlying factors behind this. So you got to stay with me and watch till the very end of this video. But if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest helpful tips for your financial wellness and success. So let's jump right into it. According to this report from the Washington Post, right? The rising problem we're seeing right now can be, dated all the way back to the beginning of the pandemic. But again, there's a lot of stuff that's involved here, right? People are quitting their jobs. Some people who are quitting their jobs are quitting their jobs due to the wages, and some people are moving on to other things. But the data shows that, right, substitute teachers have so much respect right now, according to the reports. Teachers are quitting different professions, right? So teachers basically it's really rare right now to find teachers for some of these school districts, and most of them are having to use substitute teachers to fill the gap. And substitute teachers have never had much respect, or the kind of respect that they are commanding right now. So this is something that we're seeing. And even the big guys, the financial institutions like JP Morgan, they cannot escape this massive labor exodus that everyone is feeling right now, right? So it's not just at the low wage, jobs. We're also seeing this at the high paid jobs. Wall Street traders are also, in this great reshuffling that we're seeing. They are all just leaving jobs, rolling in and out of their jobs, and this is huge across the board. But like I say, we're gonna break down the data. So if you want to see the specifics, you got to stay with me right now. This is a data that was released by the BLS, right? The Bureau of Labor Statistics actually had a breakdown in the economic news release that I'm going to go through, just to point out some of the industries that have been hit the hardest. So according to this data goes through by industry, and it goes through the total private industry, the public industry, meaning the government jobs, and then it goes through different sectors in the economy where we've seen massive exodus. And then it ranks them, or maybe it doesn't rank them, but it gives you the actual data that you can pinpoint which industry has seen the massive loss of employees during this past few months, or this past 12 months, or whatever that we're going through right now, the massive exodus. So first and foremost, right, this is in thousands. I'm just going to try to quickly go through some of the big ones here. So if you are in construction, chances are that in September, or in this past few months, if you are an employer in the construction field, you are going through pains right now trying to get people to work on your site or your construction project. So 183,000 people quit in the construction field, and the mining, this is huge. 183,000 total number of people who quit in all sectors. So private equity, from a private industry, not private equity, from the private industry standpoint, totals to 4.2 million. So 4,217,000 people quit approximately in September from the private sector. And within the private sector, construction seems to command a huge one, but the manufacturing industry did see almost double the number that the construction industry saw. So around 337,000 people left the manufacturing space in September. Now, you may be wondering, why are things so expensive? Inflation and all that stuff. The Fed has come out and said inflation is transitory, meaning it's just short term, and they've blamed the inflation that we're seeing on labor shortage, right? And the Fed is trying to get the labor stability. They're trying to get the labor market, to become stable. But when the things that you and I use on a daily basis depend on people who work in these manufacturing plants, chances are that when there's no one out there, the few people who are there are going to be swamped and backlogged. So right now, the manufacturing industry is going through the heat, right? I mean, people are leaving. And the other sector that's very, very interesting from a private standpoint, the other group is the durable goods. So 171,000 people left in September of 2021. And the month before that, around the same number of people left. 170,000 people left that sector. And then you do have another industry that is getting hammered right now, another sector, and that's the trade, transportation, and utilities. I mean, that's like almost 3 different units combined, right? So the trade sector, I guess transportation, truck drivers are just on high demand right now, super high demand. So this sector got hit by almost 1,984,000 people left this sector in September. It was even worse in August. In August, they had over 1 million people quit in this sector in August. That's just crazy. So again, the next sector that we're seeing right now that's getting hit as of the data that we have in front of us is retail. So retail did see over 500,000, so 685,000 people quit the retail space in September alone. And the numbers were even higher in August. So in August of 2021, it was around 730,000 people that quit. So good thing the numbers improved a little bit, but that's still a concern, a major concern at that. Now, the other industries that are worthy of note here is the financial activities. We talked about Wall Street, right? 136,000, people quit in that space. Then going down to the professional and business services, we do have 706,000 people left the professional and business services. So you think about your typical white collar guys who work in the office and that kind of stuff. Professional services, it could be design, it could be, just when you think about professional services, whoever needs to have some type of license to practice, I believe. So basically you do have 706,000 people in this space quit their jobs. This is interesting. And education and health, this is a big one. 651,000 people quit in the education and health sector in September of this year. Remember, this data is published as, it lacks a few months, so it's not in real time, right? So they have to gather all the data from the past few months and they have to report it. I'm not sure what the actual interval for the reporting is, but I'm thinking maybe on a quarterly basis, I don't know, or on a monthly basis. That's what it seems like right now. But this data came out in November of this year, and it's very, very interesting. Now we know the hospitality sector has been hit hard, and that one is not too surprising to me, even though that sector is slowly bouncing back. But we do have a figure that stands at 987,000 people quit in that sector as of September of 2021. So the number is very interesting, and we can go on and on, but let's jump quickly into the government sector. How many people in total left the government space? So government employees totaled 217,000 people in the government space that left. And when we talk about the state and local, we're talking 195,000 people in the state and local governments that left. So people who work for the state and local governments, and that's a big number in September of 2021. So again, the other report that we're seeing here is that Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest financial institutions on Wall Street and in America, did come out and say that they just figured out why the labor shortage will last for a long time. So this is not ending anytime soon, according to several projections and forecasts by financial experts and economic experts. So according to Goldman Sachs, 60% of the missing workers, just the missing workforce, they retired and many of them retired for good, right? So some people were fed up with the whole situation with the pandemic and whatnot, so they retired, and it's gonna take some time to fill those positions. Now you've got some people who retired because they feel like the working conditions were not as favorable to them, or they wanted better working conditions. And you've got other people who retired because they wanted more pay, right? They wanted higher pay. And you've got all these other reasons that people quit their jobs. Now, a question for you is, are you planning on quitting your job, or did you quit your job, or do you know someone who quit your job, and why? What exactly is the reason for quitting your job? Or the person you know who quit their job, what exactly led them to quit their job during this period? Let us know in the comment section below. And also, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've gotten a thing or two, a tip or two, or some type of insights, be sure to share this video with other people to help them get this information quicker. Again, stay winning. See you in the next update, and thank you for watching.